Well, congratulations on closing on this four family in Colombia, man. We want to know the details, man. Give us the goods. Let people know how you found the deal. I know you had an amazing agent. You also linked up with Matthew. Just give us some background in terms of how long the search was and everything like that.
It actually it went pretty smoothly for me up
Hmm.
until the end. I say I started searching around, I want to say March.
Hmm.
First, how it happened was I joined EYL. And that's how I met MG. So I
Yeah.
met MG, and then I had just submitted the paperwork. He like submit the paperwork. You need to know where you stand or whatever. So I
Yeah.
did that. Then I through EYL I have found you. So then me and my friend we ended up joining your class, and I started going through your class as I had already started searching or whatever. My paperwork and all of that stuff it was already done, but going through your class like just made me pull everything together. I
Yeah.
had already had the information, I just didn't have it consolidated, like how you
Understood.
show us to do or whatever.
Yeah.
So uh after I had got approved and everything through Matt, he introduced me to Cody Presley, which is another black male that's down here in South Carolina. I believe he owns a partial owner of the biggest black brokerage in South Carolina.
Okay. Great.
Um, so working with him, he's a real cool dude. He makes you feel comfortable. You can ask him any kind of question. Like you ain't gotta um, say things properly. You ain't gotta know the proper terms. Like he'll break it down for you and just he walked me through the process.
Yeah.
He's who found the unit for me. I think it probably took him maybe a month before
Wow.
we had found the unit. And then I think they had initially had it listed for like 289. We offered like 250. And then we was going back and forth negotiating. He negotiated 6,500 towards closing costs.
Yeah.
And I think we ended up agreeing on like 258.
Got you. So you ended up at 258 and it was 258K, but the original was 289.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Good. And then the 258 also you had another 6,500 in closing costs paid for.
Yeah, so that's what we talked about initially. So then when we did like the walkthroughs and everything, there's 4 units. One of them was vacant, which worked out for me perfectly.
Yeah.
Um, the vacant unit, it really didn't need anything outside of the HVAC was broke, and so
Okay.
when they walked through, we found that out. So we then negotiated $3,000 towards that,
Okay.
um, and the closing costs, and and the 6,500 towards closing costs. So when I
Got.
oh rewind back, I want to
Yep.
say shout out to Matt. If you
Yeah.
guys aren't messing with Matt, you should. I'm telling you, the man is bad. He has advertised for real. He locked me in back in I want to say July at a 2.5%, 30-year
Yep.
fix. So he
Don't
don't
get
just
better
he
than
don't
that.
just
Get
play
better
a
than that.
mortgage guy on TV. He the real deal.
Yeah, yeah, it don't get better than that. Now, Matt has went on to his own firm, and so he does not actually lend in every single state now. In the course under Matt's module, I've listed out the states that Matt actually lends in, and right now he and I are going to work together to try to come up with a list of other mortgage brokers in the other states who can do what Matt does in the particular states that he operates in. So beautiful, beautiful stuff. Good. So right now, we already got the price down by $34,000 plus another about $10,000 off in closing due to the HVAC and due to the seller credit that you requested. So what are the rents for each unit right now? The other three units.
It's 750 per unit.
Got it. So 750 times 4 puts us at 3,000. So why did I just do that, y'all? Why did I just do that? 3,000 rents means what? 1% rule, right? So Morgan has already reached the 1% rule. So that's a good sign. And that's where we continue to go forward and do the deal. But what's also beautiful about what Morgan did, what did it appraise at, Morgan?
It appraised at only I believe it was 260. But
Okay,
I
got it.
think that was just to close the FHA side of the house,
Got you.
because there's one that's about to go up for sale, and I think they're going to post it at 290. So
Got
I
you.
think that was just for FHA paperwork that they just appraised it for more than what I was asking for.
Got you. Understood. Understood. Okay, so we'll see what that other one sells for, and that will ultimately become your comp for. That'll ultimately become your comp, and you'll know how much equity you have built into the property right away. So, what's your plan for the unit?
I'm planning on having the unit up um, before November 1st. It shouldn't take me but about 30 days. I'm doing the paperwork now for a property manager.
Okay.
I just got a quote for the HVAC and a quote for getting it painted. The only other quote I need is just for getting the carpet clean.
Okay.
And I need to buy refrigerator and a stove. So
Okay. Got you. Got you. And then the money that you saved on closing, you still have that in your pocket to be able to do that, right?
yes, yes.
Good. 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 And how far do you live from the property?
I'm about an hour and a half.
Okay, so you're 90 minutes away. So, and do you have where do you work? You work in the city that you live in?
Yeah, so I work in Charleston. So I was going back and forth about actually living in it. Right now I'm staying with my sister,
Okay.
and I'm probably gonna do that for a little while longer.
Okay.
It's just easier commute to work when I have to go in.
Got you.
Um, so I think I'm going to rent the unit out, or at least Airbnb it. I don't know for sure by the end of the month, but
Got you, got you. So Morgan's being strategic because typically there's a 1 year living requirement, but right now, given COVID and everything, I believe that there's a strong enough narrative for him to be able to argue why he might not be able to go actually live in the property. And again, we also know that FHA does not actually have the capacity to go verify these things, which is we have not heard of anyone actually facing any sort of penalty or whatnot whatsoever for actually not living in the unit. So Morgan's going to let that play out, and we'll see where it goes. Now, when you looked at Airbnb for that unit, what do people come to Columbia for? What would they Airbnb for?
so that I don't know. That was just my idea. I haven't went down that path yet because I still haven't decided for sure that I wasn't staying. That's
Got you.
just what I'm thinking.
Understood. Understood. And then the property manager, how much do they charge a month? Would it be your
Uh,
real?
10%.
Okay, so it'd be 10%. So when you added the property management and then 10%, what was the cash on cash return for you for this property around?
I can't. Yeah, I was trying to get back into the calculation right before to check.
Okay.
So I don't remember it off the top of my head. I
Ballpark?
want to, huh?
You got a ballpark? You got a range?
Uh,
Because you
so
put
so you're not talking about return on investment. You're talking about cash on cash.
yeah, your cash on cash return. So you put in about I mean, how much cash out did you use to close with the seller
So
credit?
and that was the other thing. My cash out to close, it ended up changing. So when I actually went to the closing table, it went down. So I only brought to the table
Got you.
$8,050.
$8,050 for the fourplex. That's what I'm talking about. Cool. So if you are getting, let's say, if you were getting, even if it was just $100 per door, that's 4,800. That's 4,800 per year, right? Which is that's a 50% cash on cash return, y'all. That's over 50%. That's a 50% cash on cash return. If he's getting $100 per door, okay, after principal, interest, taxes, insurance, capex, repair reserve, and vacancy rate, right? That's $400 per month times 12 months, which is $4,800, and he only put 8,000 in. And somebody, I'm gonna run those numbers. Y'all want to see what this cash on cash return is? Plus, he's stepping into if this other property sells, 4,800 divided by 8,050. That's a 59.6% cash on cash return. Okay. And if this other property sells at 280, 290, then he's also stepped in to $30,000 in equity, meaning that Morgan has won big on this deal. Brother, we are so happy for you, man. This is amazing.
I'm nervous. I still feel like I did something wrong, but you know, like we moving forward anyway.
No, man, as long as you ran it through the purchase of past deal analyzer, you should be good, man.